Where's Thais at? You like, oh.
There you go.
Is this the live?
Yeah.
Okay, we got it. Are we on?
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook watching us, we love you. You should be here too, but thanks for tuning in on the channel. I guess is the right word. So, good morning, 1 Million Cups Daytona Beach. This place is packed today. I don't know what we did. If it's the Wednesday, the weather, maybe Thomas or one of us. I don't know. But thank you all for showing up. I'm Michael Zaharias, one of your volunteer organizers that helps put on 1 Million Cups Daytona Beach. If you are a first-time visitor, would you mind putting your hands up real quick just to let us know? Wow, welcome. That's at least half a dozen people that are new to the group today. So just real quick to ground you on who we are and what we do. So 1 Million Cups comes from the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City, and right now in more than 175 cities, there are 1 Million Cups chapters meeting just like we are, bringing entrepreneurs together. For what reason? It's to connect, to educate, to be inspired, and I always like to tell everybody that there's no bad presentation that comes through here, that we can all gain something from the information that the speaker has to share with us. So if you're here, great. If you know somebody in your network that isn't here that should be here, please encourage them to come. It's an open door policy, and we'd love to have anybody and everybody. So that all being said, I'm only one person that helps put this on. There's a whole team of us. So if you're an organizer, real quick, hands up, just to recognize you for the good work you do putting this on. All right, so we're at the point where I'm ready to get, I'm going to introduce our featured speaker today, and if you looked online at his bio or got the email from us, I mean, it's just extensive. I can't believe how much this young man has accomplished, from being a recognized fisherman to an inventor, an entrepreneur, winning the Innovation Challenge, graduating from Stetson University. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on, but I am so happy to have with us today Mr. Thomas Oltorik from the Quick Flip. He will present his story. So help me give it up for Thomas.
All right, everybody. Thanks for showing up today. As many of you know, my name is Thomas Oltorik, and before I get started, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about my team. And it kind of starts out with everybody from Stetson's entrepreneurship program, and a lot of my friends and family there, Lou Paris, Tony Gannis, our 3D engineer, and also part of my family is involved with this, and the Carnes Foundation too has been a huge help. So, for a lot of you that don't know much about fishing, you at least know what a fishing rod is. A fishing rod is a rod blank with 10 to 12 eyelets that run up and down the length of the rod. These eyelets are very important. They allow the angler to cast, feel the bait, set the hook, and do just about all the major functions of a fishing rod. Our problem starts here with these tiny eyelets, as they're small and they're very important, but they're also very easily damaged. Whether it's being stepped on the deck of the boat, or pretty much just corroding and rusting, or worn out by the sun, the eyelets are the weak points. In the next slide, you can also see, there's a picture, they're wrapped with thread and glue. So whether it's UV from the sun, or just damage, or crushing, your eyelets are always taking damage. They're totally expendable, and it's a very common problem. We've seen this to fail all the time. So how important is it to lose your eyelets, or to have eyelets on your rod? Well, picture yourself driving home in your car on the way home from work, and all of a sudden your check engine light comes on. You hop out of your car, and your motor's smoking, and there's oil dripping out of your car. Well, if you continue to drive, you're going to destroy your car, and similarly will an angler that continues to fish with his rod after losing his eyelets. One of the beautiful parts about this is our product simply allows the angler to clip on this guide, it's a replacement guide, secure a zip tie strap, and begin fishing. This unique niche is something that is unlike any other products on the market. I want to go ahead and play this video for you guys today. It's kind of a full demo video. you can hear the snap of it just clipping onto the rod there.
Alligator. I was gonna say that's alligator. What were you using for bait?
Rattle trap.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Wow.
So my question to you, is it worth it to sacrifice or to put down your fishing rod on those long hours of your fishing trips, those very rare moments that you get while you're out there when the fish are biting or you're using your favorite rod? For me, it's not worth it. And the quick lip makes this a very easy fix. For $12.99, you get 6 per pack. This allows anglers to fit their products on all different types of fishing rods, bait casting and spinning, the 2 major versions, telescoping down at any length rod. The different sizes go large, medium to small. As you can see, fishing rods start wider and they work their way down to the tip where they become smaller. We developed a logic that allows us to place quick clips anywhere on the rod with its clipping function, and with the zip tie secured, it's not going anywhere. Our competitive advantage lies in the fact that we don't really have any competitors. The only competition we see is indirect competition from rod repair shops. Rod repair shops are hard to find. They don't exist often. They work out of the back of tackle shops. The problem with these tackle shops is it costs $15.99 to fix one of your guides there. You know, it's that $10 to $20 range that do the full length repair. This makes our product really unique because it allows anglers to never lose a minute of the action, to snap on their guide, and take off fishing right back in the action where they were. Another thing that makes us really unique is our patent, and this is a one-of-a-kind patent, and you won't see any products like this on the market. So throughout my time of working on this project, after winning the Carnes Foundation Innovation Challenge last April, I've had a lot of time to kind of work on manufacturing and engineering. This is the start, where I started with it, and uniquely it's come a long ways, and we've actually, in the next slide, you can see the new and improved version, which this scope-like looking invention product here is just very unique. It can withstand being crushed. It's got a double zip tie hole, so it's not going anywhere. We've come a long way with this, and we're really confident as we begin to take this to market. So I'm going to go ahead and pass out some of the products I brought. I have a little, like my actual product.
I didn't take it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll get it passed out to you guys after this is over. But continuing on, you know, we really, when we look at this market, we see the fishing industry as just a really massive sport and industry of its own. You see over $5.3 billion spent on retail fishing equipment, and this is from 72.5 million anglers. Those are just anglers in 2017 registered with fishing licenses. Think about all the grandmas, you know, grandpas, people that just don't register for their fishing licenses, and it still exists. So it's out there. This is a really growing industry, and it's really cool to see a lot of, you know, youth to elder people involved in it. It's been a really cool thing for me to be involved in the last 10 years. So when we look at this giant market, it's important to distinguish our 2 most important characteristics of our target market. And that is that they're all fishermen, obviously, but they have these very 2 characteristics in common that are important. One being that they all have tackle boxes. Each tackle box has 10 to 20 lures, ranging from $10 to $30 typically. Also, they are heavily influenced by professional anglers in the industry. These are pros that specialize in marketing and sales and fish tournament events. One of which that I've come into contact with in my personal experience is John Cox, world champion, lives in DeBary, Florida, and has been one of my mentors for the last 10 years growing up in this industry. Currently, I work on a lot of his content videos in marketing and sales and help him out with a lot of the content side of things. So he has agreed to help us with marketing, as well as a few of these other pros that I've met throughout my time building the college fishing team at Daytona State College. So in my time fishing these tournaments and being out on the water with these 3D printed products, I've seen a lot of traction and gained a lot of feedback from local anglers who've been in the boat with me, who've just seen it, and have heard about these contests and speeches and have wanted to buy the product already. I have no doubt that this product fits a very important need and has a good place in its market. I see this as something like a tackle box necessity, a fishing insurance, a way for people to not have to worry about damaging their favorite rods or equipment. So how are we going to do this? We're going to start out by using our key marketing endorsements, these pros in the industry, and we're going to channel their endorsements through key social media videos, Facebook, Instagram, where we structure the videos towards our target market in a way that's interesting and informative. This will allow them to engage in it and kind of give us feedback and grow with our community as we go. Also, I feel it's important to work on being in person at trade shows, events like this, and other fishing tournaments where I can talk to people and have booths and show them the product itself. So yeah, the action plan is unique. Where I'm at right now with things is I'm finalizing my utility and design patents as I finalize my mold, and I'm already starting in with some of the marketing events and getting some of the product that I have out there. Next, I'm actually, as you see in that video, I'm working on the key marketing endorsement videos. That's kind of like our basic product demo video. And I'm going to back those by the website sales. Right now I'm building our website, and the goal is to launch business to customer sales through the website. We're going to build and establish our credibility here as we kind of build up and get ready for business to business retail. So how are we going to make money out of this? This is where it gets interesting. Up across the top, across the very top at goals, you can see where we start out at year one, goals, 20,000 units. That's what we would be looking to sell. Well, with an $8 profit margin and a continual exponential growth of sales, going from 20,000 to 50,000, 150, and so on, you see how we can get into the millions pretty quickly. It has a promising return on net income and net equity, so it's definitely shows its strength and potential in the future. So kind of one of the really most interesting parts of this was getting the investment, obtaining the investment, and being a part of the Carnes Foundation. I started out with no investment, obviously, and eventually I ended up giving away 20% of my company for about $100,000. This was based off of my key marketing partners, legal fees, and just some other design ideas that I had going with it. Essentially, I follow the incubator's way. They have a very specific way of structuring how you divvy up your company, the percentages you give out. And so as you can see here, as primary inventor and owner, we've kept 60%. We've given 20% for our initial investment. That's our structure, and followed by a 12% employee pool for future employees, and then we've kept an 8 to 10% number for a secondary investment as we make that jump from business to customers to businesses, like Dick's, Academy, and so on. It's going to be important to gain this next investment, 8 to 10% for 50,000, to be able to supercharge our inventory and back the marketing. So going forward, how we can all work together on this and be part of it. This jump from business to customers, from business to business, is a huge jump. So for me, the connections into big box retailers like Academy, Dick's, and Cabela's, this is going to be huge. Obtaining connections here and building up for that. Also, getting that investment so I can scale inventory and really build up the marketing side of things is going to be important. But most importantly for you guys too, as being a part of this, is sharing and testing the product. As more of it becomes manufactured, becoming involved in our social network, and getting product to you guys to test and get feedback as the end users is very important for me. So this is probably one of my favorite slides, overcoming obstacles, and I love, as I learned throughout this process, kind of giving back and sharing some of what I've learned. And one of the biggest obstacles I see is manufacturing. It's a huge process. I mean, if you don't have a product, then you don't have anything to take to market. So in manufacturing, it's so easy to get lost. There's people all along the way telling you their ideas and what they think you should do. And there's a part of you that has to really factor in all those ideas, channel the input, but stick with your gut and stick with what you know is right. So for me, I developed a project management team on my manufacturing side, and kind of working with Stetson's 3D engineers, Tony Yanis, Dr. Carnes, and my manufacturers in Sanford, I developed a team with deadlines and checkpoints to make sure this happens. Also, staying focused and open-minded, like I said, you have to channel the right input. You can't get lost in it, and it's very easy to. Another obstacle that was pretty interesting for me was the patent. I wrote my own patent while I was doing my MBA at Stetson, and it worked out for me, and it allowed me to get my first investment. But working with a foundation and their patent attorney is a game changer. It opens up a whole new world of the way your product can fit into the market and be legally solidified. And that's very important. A lot of these industries are cutthroat. There's competitors and other companies that will launch counter products. So having your patent attorney and making sure that what you're taking to market, is the best and can't be knocked off is important. And lastly, for overcoming obstacles is the right versus the wrong deals. For me, I was approached right up front with deals that I had to say no to for investments. And that was hard because, as a young entrepreneur, I want to see my product get off the ground and go. And it's important to follow a structure where, you don't give away too much of your company for the right or wrong amount right off the bat, because you can actually hurt yourself before you get going. So this was huge for me. I had to say no to some deals up front. That was hard, but it worked out well in the end. So advice for other entrepreneurs. I believe mindset is everything. You have your self-perception and the perception of your product is evident. Everybody sees that and they can tell it. You have to believe in your product, and you almost have to look at it like it's $1 million idea. And if there's any doubt in that, then it's going to be hard to go from there. Another interesting thing is the law of attraction and just talking to people and being at events. Some of the people that you'll meet at events, and I'm sure a lot of you already know this, but you'll meet people that you really might think not be interested in your product, but a lot of times it's those same people that can call you back with the deal and be right there. So you have to be yourself, positive and confident, and know that the next deal could be just right around the corner. And also some of the books that I read, there's a Mindset of Entrepreneurs was a good book, and actually Dr. Carnes put out a really good book too. It's called Developing Your Own Ideas, and essentially it takes you through a step-by-step process of developing your ideas from literally the idea stage to the go-to-market stage, and goes through everything from patenting to marketing and so on. So, before I close things, I want to leave some time open for questions, but I want to say to you guys, thank you for your time and helping me make the quick clip all that it can be.
Wow, give it up.